Well, hello, everybody, Master Heart family. It's Dr. Hank, and welcome to our just incredible, magical times together. Gosh, last week was really just amazing as we saw that in Rio de Janeiro and that beautiful statue of Christ that they have there, and how Neil was talking about that. And it just is really amazing on what our imaginations can do, and how we can create life the way that we want it. And so, as we do every week, we talk about our miracles and miracles that have happened, the good things that have happened, the wanted things that have happened for us. And so, who wants to share some good news? Some good news that's going on in your life? I'd love Robin, you want to share again before we
Yeah,
start?
I'll share something.
Yeah.
So my husband, well, I live in Florida, and he had to go to Washington State. So he's going to be there for about 6 weeks.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Yeah. So, we said a prayer together that I wouldn't be nervous, that I would feel completely safe in my home, and that I would be able to sleep well. And I've been able to do all of that.
That's great. Yeah. When we really just realize that when we become deliberate and thinking and talking, our thought is our prayer, praying by ourselves or with others, like we do with our heart, our spiritual family here, that we can literally just ask for whatever we want and get it and receive it. And so, Robin, I'm going to assume that you've had previous experiences where your hubby has been gone, and then you've been nervous or worried and anxious, and it hasn't been a very good time for you. And is that the case? Have you had previous experiences where you really weren't feeling that good?
Yes, I'm always kind of nervous. Plus, I've always had my children here. I'm completely alone, but let's keep that a secret.
Yeah.
But it's fine. I'm feeling great.
Yeah, that's great. And so know this, and I get what you're saying about that I'm completely alone, but the good news is we're never alone. And who is always with us is God. And with our also sometimes different words, our inner being within our soul within us, the King within us, and so let's really take a look at that situation, and it's a perfect situation about life. Our previous experiences of contrast and things we didn't like or want. And so that's what happened with Robin previously, when she would be alone as far as other human beings around and her loved ones around. Then she had a tendency, because the committee took us to this place of oh, I'm alone, I'm afraid when I'm alone and whatever, and you can kind of go to movies, horror movies or whatever, and the things that happen when you're alone. And so what you've done is, fear, remember, it's just false evidence appearing real. Nothing ever happened previously, but it's our committee that, just makes up this stuff on how it is. But what you did is you faced everything and rose. And that's fear also, is to face whatever fears that we have. It's not real. And when we face it and rise above it and start asking for what we want, what we desire, that then we start getting what we want. And it's really a change of how we've been taught we've been just taught, well, stuff happens to us, and bad stuff especially happens to us, and it's like we don't have a choice, and it just is random bad stuff. And I promise you, there is absolutely nothing that is working against us. There is nothing to fear. There is nothing that's going to happen bad to us, the unwanted to us, unless we think about it. We get to attract in this world everything we want or everything we don't want. We're in complete control of it. And it's all based on our thoughts. And that's where it all starts on that. What do I want? And so, who's behind this? Like, why do my thoughts activate experiences in my life? And the reason why is this is a co-creative process. And my thoughts are my prayers. And my prayers, if I think about those thoughts for about a minute or more, that becomes my signal. Those thoughts become my emotions. My emotions are this amazing signal that goes to our higher power, that goes to God. And God instantly receives our prayer. In other words, whatever we're thinking about, wanted or unwanted, it doesn't matter. There's no judgment. We've been given the freedom to think the way that we want to. And when all of us are released, and that's what our spiritual family is about, is when we release the committee and realize this committee, this chattering little voice, these things that make me feel bad, because there's a two-way communication, that when I send that signal to God, that God instantly receives my prayer and instantly answers my prayer. And then I just need to do is allow it and expect it. Most of us are thinking about what we don't want 80% of the time, and then expecting what we don't want to happen to us. And we're expecting it in kind of an unusual way. We're fearing it, and we go, gosh, I hope that doesn't happen. I can just imagine if that happens. And what we're doing is we're literally creating the expectation of having what we don't want. And, this is real easy to do with people too. Oh, I bet he or she or whatever is going to say this, or I bet they're going to be, this way. And so you're right. You got to call it. It doesn't matter how that person has been before, or a circumstance on how it's been. If you have bad traffic at 4 o'clock and you keep on thinking that, you'll get worse traffic, because in fact, I'm helping a person right now who's extremely unhappy. And one of the reasons why they're unhappy, they have all the money in the world, literally, they're independently wealthy, but they're most upset about the traffic. Okay. So they have all the money in the world, and they're upset about the traffic. And they tell me about all these horror things. People cut me off. People are giving me the finger, people are doing all this stuff. And I said, well, of course they are. And he goes, what do you mean, of course they are? And I said, well, that's what you're thinking about. That, I live in the same world as you do. And I just have nice people. They're smiling and waving, and I'm just enjoying myself, and I'm feeling good. And what's the difference? The difference is how I create it, how I think about it, and how, for example, this other person just thinks about travel. And I know most of us are sitting there saying, come on, this guy has all the money in the world, that, why would traffic upset him? There's no reason, for traffic. But the fact is that anything that is upsetting us is as ridiculous as traffic. Because if we stop getting upset over this made up stuff that is happening in our life, and just start thinking about what we want. A great quote that I would recommend that you all write down is, I don't think about where I am, but where I am headed. You just can't be thinking about where you are and expect to get something different in your future. It's impossible. It's not the way it is. So I don't think about where I am, but where I am headed. Isn't that beautiful? Woo, doggies. Yeah, this is the same way, similar quote I'm known for is, people will say, Dr. Hank, why don't you just get out of your la la land? And, everybody actually really wants to be in this la la land. And we're going to go there today, in fact. And we're going to go down into our soul and be with our soul. That's just still and quiet like a mountain, unshakable, just so happy, just in peace and love. And just,
Yeah, it's in the pantry.
a beautiful, beautiful place for us to be, that we can always go to. So that's why we're never alone. But people say to me that, Dr. Hank, why don't you get out of your la la land and why don't you face reality? And I always say, I'm never going to face reality, and neither are any of us going to ever face reality again. Instead, we're going to create reality. We have the God-given power to create our reality, to create our experience, to have our dreams come true. I was watching, I just recorded the Oscars, I guess, last night, and I just recorded it, and I don't watch the whole thing or whatever, but I have noticed that program sometimes has a lot of great messages to that by people that kind of came from nowhere, if you will, from nothing, and made it. And this one. A gentleman, and so all I do is I just fast forward most of it, but I stopped. I just asked God, show me the magical moments, the good message here, and one of them. And so I stopped and I saw this person getting really emotional, and it's the story about this man, one of the people. I have a short video on it. If you want to just text me and I'll send it to you. And but it's this video of this man that he came over on the boat apparently, and he didn't have anything. And he's been in the movie industry, I guess, for years and never really made it or anything. But his wife told him, and see, God is telling us the same thing. Hey, your time has come. Your dreams are coming true now. And God is always telling us that. But in this case, his wife was telling him that hey, you're going to make it. You're going to be successful. You're going to make this. And year after year, day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year, he wasn't. And finally, he allowed it in, and he won an Oscar. And so he said to everybody, he said, and so your time has come. And I share with you that right now in this red hot moment, that your time has come for you to give up that committee and to move forward, move on to all that you want to be, do, and have your dreams come true, because your time has come. So beautiful, Robin. Thank you so much for creating your life the way that you want it. We're never alone. We always have God. We're always protected. There's nothing to be concerned about, fear, or worry. If we do, we'll attract it. And there is a watch out here. Fear is the second most powerful energy that there is in the whole universe. So you can attract it very quickly. But the good news is love is the most powerful. And go to love, go to the thoughts that make you feel good, and ask for God's thoughts to flow through you, God's feelings to flow through you, and God to flow through every cell of your body. And again, we're going to go there a little bit later for that beautiful experience. But what else is going on? What other magic is happening in your lives? Yes, Mia. Unmute.
There we go. Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Yeah, I was in tears when you sent that to me, Dr. Hank, about the gentleman who won the Oscar.
Yeah.
I remember him when he was young and you know, he kind of disappeared, and to see him go and do this fabulous movie and to see the support that he had with his wife was just amazing. So when I saw that, I didn't watch the Oscars, but
Yeah.
a friend of mine and myself, we talked about him and how we loved seeing him back on screen. And, you know, you could see that he was giving it his all, and that he was just so talented. And so, yeah, it just warmed my heart to see that. But this past week has been really a, a one of miracles, but in a really interesting way. So I'm just noticing little things here and there that pop up, that just sort of, you know, when you ask, like, show me things that make my heart sing, you know, that's those things have been popping up. And just one thing I can think of is, I think Friday or Thursday, I wasn't feeling well. And so, you know, I was asking, you know, Archangel Raphael, help me feel, you know, for good health and to recover quickly. And I had to go to the store, and I just, you know, I probably looked quite frumpy at the time because I just was, you know, kind of quick trip. And as I'm going across the street, and this guy just says, "Smile, you're beautiful." And it was just out of the blue. And so I remembered to smile, and I was like, you know, I do have things to smile about, even though I'm not feeling well, I can smile good. And so I come out of that story, I go into another one. And as I'm coming out, another gentleman, he just points at me. And at first I'm like, uh-oh, like what's, you know, what's happening? And he's like, do you know that Jesus loves you?
Wow.
And I said, I do. And, you know, I'm a mush ball. So, you know, immediately I start tearing up. And and later on that day, I'm walking my dog, and I see this young man, and he's crossing the street, and he's holding a billboard, like a little poster that he made himself. And in big bold letters, it just says, "God loves you." And I was just like, oh my gosh, like I can't make this stuff up, you know? And I felt like those messages were definitely for me to hear that day. The very next day, family dog passed away. He made his transition, and it was hard to see, you know, because he was so loved. But he was 14, and he lived a wonderful life. And you know, it was around family and friends that, you know, he was able to pass. But you know, I in that moment, I felt myself getting so angry that he was going through what he was going through. And I said, you know what? I don't want to feel this way. I don't want this. And I asked myself, what do I want? And I said, you know, I want him to go peacefully, and I don't want him to hold on, and I just want him to go. So, sorry.
Yeah.
So I just said to him, like, you can go.
Yeah.
We love you.
Yeah.
And he did in that moment. So I asked, and, you know, I'm at peace with it, but, you know, I miss him.
Yeah. That is so beautiful. Yeah. So beautiful. See, there's not only heaven for us, but there's heaven for all animals too, and all our pets. And so, you know, he's doing just great.
Yeah. And so the miracle that happened after that is, I don't know, for those who have iPhone, every now and then iPhone will send you these little collages of like the years past or pictures from years past. And that he passed on Saturday morning. And by that afternoon, all of my family members, we were texting each other pictures because his picture popped up on all of ours at one time, like different pictures from different days, but his picture popped up, and it just let us know, like, you know, he's here, he's still around, and it just gave us all peace in that moment.
That's beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, all those that have walked before us are here. We can just ask, wait, and just ask him for his transition to happen, and then it did. And you know, and it's like, how does technology, you know, work to make that happen? And it's not technology, you know. You don't have to rely on AI or we got all the AI. We have it directly from the source, and it's giving us hints all the time. You know, it's giving us hints on, hey, somebody all of a sudden saying smile. And that's God playing through other beings to us. And, you know, saying that Jesus loves you, that God loves you. God is giving us hints all the time if we'll just be aware of them, and hints on how to feel better, to smile, and how to build your business, have money, you know, anything that you want. We just have to be on that wanted, loving side, and knowing that nobody leaves here, that there's eternal life for all of us, and we can tap into that. And so, like, you know, tapping in, what's your dog's name?
So his full name was Megatron from Transformers. My my little brother named him, but we called him Mega. He was known as Mega.
Yeah. And so Mega, you know, when you think on what did Mega, and this is for any pet of yours, any person, that just think on what did they contribute? How did they make my heart sing? How did they make me happy? And you can have Mega right now within you, making you feel the way that Mega makes you feel. And the way that other people, your grandparents, you know, your parents, whoever it may be, that have walked before us, that aren't here physically, that we're all here. And this is a happening place. And we're really the frontier people. We're out in this beautiful world, and we're experiencing this life, and we experience the contrast of things that we don't like or want, and that births these new thoughts and these new feelings that have never been there before. We are each so unique, and each contribute to all of humanity, to contribute to God, and the expansion that is there that puts the eternity into all of us. And so we're in, and we get to choose whether we're going to, because everything's playing out perfectly. Because when you have contrast, God knows exactly where you are and what you want, and goes there. And it's just all happy. So when Mega leaves, God is all happy, because God knows Mega's forever there and can forever make Mia feel good, feel love, that unconditional, talk about unconditional love. You know, it's a runner up to Archangel Shamuel, unconditional love. And so that's where God is with this situation. And all we need to do is go with God. And it's easy. It's simple. It's simply by us asking. Ask for how should I see this situation? How can I feel better? How can I build my business? How can I have more easy money, easy life, easy money, easy life, easy money, easy life? Yeah, so thank you, Mia. That's just beautiful. And the tears of joy, tears of joy. Because there's only joy, because there's only God. We just need to walk with God to experience that. Other thoughts, miracles? Who has some good news to share? Oh, come on. All right. Well, I have some good news to share. And so I'd like us to, we're now going to go to the kingdom within us, where our soul is, where this, it's like think of it as a mountain. It's never shakable. It's never movable as far as what's going on in this world. It doesn't go on the roller coaster that most people are up and down depending on outside circumstances. I had someone I was helping with last week, and the main thing they want to do is just be happier. And that's actually what all of us really want, because we just want to be happier. And any of our dreams and desires, we only want those because we believe it will bring us happiness. And the reason why we want happiness is because then we're feeling joy, and that's where God is. And so we always want to be with God. Again, we're in this world, though, to experience this contrast and birth these new thoughts and then go with God. And so we play a vital role in all that is. And so it's this beautiful place within us that, again, is unshakable, unmovable. It doesn't go. This person that wanted to be happy, that I helped them with the outside circumstance that was going on in their family. And once I helped them with that outside circumstance, in other words, what's going on in the world, that they came back to me and said, "Oh, I'm really happy." And I actually didn't want them to be happy then about that, because they're just on the roller coaster. Okay, and these, what's happening right now in my life, that up and down, if something happens that I want, then I'm up here. That when something doesn't, I'm down here. And so another way to look at that is, you want to continue to be this hamster, and you're just kind of going around in this wheel and really not getting anywhere. Okay. And so right now we're going to get off that wheel. We're going to get off the roller coaster of life. We don't have to be on there. And we can go to where all is well, always within us. And so I'd like to invite you to close your eyes. And our breath. Starting with our breath, it's the fastest way for us to connect with God, to connect with our soul. And just breathing in deeply, breathe in deeply. And say to yourself as you breathe out, relax, 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 relax. And breathe in. And now just let that breath out. Anything unwanted, let the day go and get into this moment as you are at ease. And breathe in. And breathing in the breath of God. And breathe out. And become very calm. And continue that deep breathing as I guide you now. The temple of God is your body. We're going to now relax your body, so that we can go within to the kingdom within. And now, starting from the top of your head, just relax your crown. Open up your crown. Open up the top of your head and allow the liquid love of God to flow into you and to your body. this beautiful white liquid of love flowing in, and now relaxing your forehead, relaxing your eyes, just becoming so soft, the meek inherit the earth, and we are becoming meek. We are now going deeper and deeper into our being, into our soul, and relax your jaw, feeling so relaxed, so at ease. Relax your neck, relax your shoulders, and allow relaxation to just flow down your arms, out your fingertips, feeling so relaxed, so at ease, so at one with God. Breathe in and relax your throat, relax your chest, relax that beautiful heart of yours. Just open up your heart now, be relaxed and open. All is well. And go down your body and relax your organs, your stomach, your kidney, intestines, just so relaxed and so appreciative of this beautiful, miraculous body that creates this magnificent health for you. And just now relax your hips, going down your legs, your thighs, your knees, your calves, your ankles. Just allow relaxation to flow through you now, in you, all around you. And you are now completely relaxed and at ease. And just imagine now starting to walk down this beautiful golden staircase. And it goes down and around the spiral staircase, going down deep within you, going down into your soul, feeling so good as you flow so gracefully, going down deeper and deeper and deeper. And as you go to the last step, you step down into this beautiful, beautiful garden. This light of God is shining on you, and shining just love on you. Within your soul here now, you rest in such comfort. You lay down in these meadows of love. You are comforted now by your soul, by God, by all that is. You are never alone. You are always with God, always one here within you, the kingdom within you. And as you rest and have God's light shining on you, you look out and you see this beautiful mountain. It's the most beautiful mountain. It's unshakable and it's unmovable. It's who you are, so loving, so strong, so steady, so graceful, so beautiful. That's who you are. And you now take and allow just the one from this world into your beautiful soul, into this garden of heaven, with this place of complete peace. Just enjoy this peace now. Breathe in and feel the peace just flow into you. Feel the love be with you now. Feel the light of God illuminate your mind. Open up your heart. And flow now into every cell, every organ, every function of your body. You love that this peace is always here. This confidence, this knowing that all is well. You're so loved. And God now just takes its love and fills you with love. And all of a sudden, sitting next to you is this beautiful well. And it's this deep well, a never-ending well. And out of the well are hearts of love coming out of it. Our amazing ideas and answers and solutions coming out of it. Your angels are dancing around you, are dancing on this deep and ever-flowing well of love and prosperity and abundance. Money flows out of this. Business flows out of this. Smiles flow out of this. God flows out of this evermore. All the abundance and prosperity and happiness and joy and freedom and peace are now yours. It feels so good. You are now being nourished. You are nourished in your heart, and your heart is now overflowing with love. And it's overflowing so much that you are filled with love. And your love now goes out to the world. And it's your divine, godly love that goes out to the world and touches every person, touches every circumstance and event, and makes it divine, makes it angelic. Oh, and our 7 archangels are now with us. And you just love on that. This loving energy is here to help you to create your dreams come true, to create health, to be the angel of communication, to be unconditional love now, that you ask to have unconditional love in your thoughts and in your essence and being of who you are. And your cup overfloweth now to where it goes out again to the world, giving that unconditional love, that pink, beautiful energy to the world. And Archangel Jophiel is there, and that's God's imagination, to expand your imagination, to have your dreams go beyond where your dreams have been, for your feelings to go beyond where they have been, to feel better than you have ever felt. So secure, so happy, so in love, so in love, so in love. And your thoughts go beyond where your thoughts have ever been before. Your imagination just goes to more answers and solutions and good feeling thoughts that makes your heart sing. You are the miracle worker now, creating miracles in your life easily and gracefully. And that red light, that energy of wisdom now that you are filled, and that well now is filled with that wisdom that comes out to greet you and meet you and play with you and give you all the wisdom for all of your desires. You just love on how wonderful your relationships are now. How they're getting better in your business and your happiness and your joy. Everything is getting better now. What a spiritual family that we are together as we now raise up to compassion. We are asked Archangel Zadkiel to come in with that violet, the beautiful energy flowing from that well, up from that well to us and now out to the world. We feel so good, so empowered, so deliberate and intentional on who we really are. This pure love that we are now taken over by it, and we rise up and we become the light now. We are the beam of light of the world. We now take our light and we share it with our spiritual family together with each other. And we are just so happy and dancing and singing with our angels and with all that is, as we know that this life is so beautiful and we're now living it the way we expected to live it, skipping along our lighted path, our golden path, our majestic path, our path of abundance and freedom and joy is now ours. And we know that we are the co-creators, and we started all with our asking. And this is now our asking. And this is now done for us as we lay quietly in the bosom of God, of love, feeling the silence. And be still. And God is with you now. And this is all you need for everything that you want. You are now each magnet to all that you desire. And you are all the light that uplifts the world, that thrives because you thrive now. The whole world thrives. Just enjoy this peace. You have now inherited the world. And everything is here now for you. Yes. And I now invite you to wake up from your soul, knowing that you can always come to this place, that you are always with God. You're always guided and loved and supported by God. And we now flow from within us. We flow now into our conscious mind, into our feelings. We now ask that we have God's thoughts on every person, ourselves, and others, every circumstance, that we have good feeling thoughts, the wanted thoughts, the divine. We stand at one now with God in our thoughts. And now in our feelings, we ask to feel as God feels. Yes, to feel that love, that joy, that freedom. We do so now. And we ask for that perfect image that God has of our health, our mental health, our emotional health, and our physical health to now flow through us, in us, and all around us, and have us the divine, the light. And we now take these beautiful divine thoughts and feelings and we share them with the world. For every person, every circumstance, we bless it and know that all is well for us and for all, because we have called it forth and asked it to be so. And so it is. And for this we give thanks. Amen. So I invite you back into the room. You're feeling so good, so divine, so happy, so confident, so in the know that all is well and getting better and better. And I invite you back into your chair and to open up your eyes and welcome this divine light in exactly the way that you want it. And so it is. Wow. So how was it? Be still and know that I am God. And we were in the stillness. So, thoughts about that? What did you like best? What did you experience?
Dr. Hank, this is Cherie. I just have to say that since doing these sessions with the group, I am now learning to be at peace, to not rush the process and things, enjoying the small things. I mean, I would, as simple as I take my puppy out for walks, I wouldn't stop and notice just the beauty of nature. So I'm doing that more because the committee, I'm trying to fire the committee. And with the committee in a separate section of my thoughts,
Yeah.
I'm more open to being in the now and being present and stop worrying and being anxious and enjoy the small things, like go outside and look at the stars, hear the birds chirping. So I can say that for the first time in my life, I'm finding peace, and it's making me an overall better listener, a better person. And I just want to thank you.
Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful, Cherie. And we're just so happy for you and we love you. And yeah, it's just so freeing to know I don't have to listen to that committee anymore. And how do I know it's a committee if I'm not feeling good, if I am anxious, any of those things? And, we can get to a point where we just bless the committee. It just helps us to understand what we don't want. And then we just flow right with God. That's so, so beautiful. There's, in fact, I was asked to share, and I didn't know when I would share it, but Divine Intelligence, God, all it is, asked me to share this concept about selfishness, and that we've been told, don't be selfish. And actually, it was the committee members and people that were telling us that. And there is selfishness, and it's selfish when you're listening and obeying the committee. You are a slave now to the unwanted, to the devil. And to not be selfish is to listen to God and raise up and to be at that peace you mentioned, Shereen, and to look for the blessings in every moment. There's literally a blessing in every moment, right now, right here. Just think how we all feel together. It's just like it's the sweetness of life. We can have that sweetness. So, yeah, it's not good to be selfish to listen to that committee, but it is good to listen to God. And when you do and are guided and just feel good, that's your communication system with God. And so we just go, bye-bye, committee. We'll see you later. Thanks for telling me what I don't want. I made it very clear. And I'm not living that way anymore. I'm not going to be selfish. I'm going to instead listen to God. And then when I do things, no matter what other people are calling it selfish or not, that when I feel good, when I'm happy, when I'm walking with God, that in that selfishness, that I thrive, but then the whole world thrives. And God has a way that is, I'm happy, everybody else around me becomes happy. This is a happy world if we choose to have it. And so let us choose to have a happy, peaceful, loving world. And we can have it. And when anything comes into your life unwanted, you just simply say, that's what I don't want. And then go to what you do want. Beautiful, Sherry. Thank you so much. We're so happy for you. Any other thoughts?
I just wanted to
Yeah.
add that during the whole meditation, there's been a songbird right outside my window that I have never heard before. And it's a rainy day, so usually you don't hear that, but as soon as we started the meditation, it was right there. And he's still going. It's beautiful.
There's the miracle. See, God brings a singing bird to us. It's just like, oh my gosh. And we could never figure this stuff out. That's why give up the battle. I'm not going to figure out this stuff. When I want to build my business, I ask to build my business and allow God to do it and go on my happy path, and that everything will happen. It'll all play out. It's these expectations we have for us, and I got to do this and should do this, and give it up. And as long as you're sitting in your beauty there, that reminds me of how you shared with us that, you're just happier than you've ever been because you're thinking about you now. And that is thinking with God. And so in walking with God. And so it's not selfish. It's that you're walking with God. You're not being guided anymore by the committee. We love that. So with that, it's time for a little singing. So let's all sing. Take your microphones off. Just get into this. Who cares how you think? You all have beautiful voices if you say you do. And so we've invited our hearts in. We've invited
Invited
our hearts in.
Now it's time for our dreams to begin. Now
It's time
for
for our dreams to begin.
We love our Master Heart family. We
We love
our
our Master Heart family.
family.
as we now walk together merrily,
As we
now walk together merrily.
we are now leading with heart. We
We
are
are
now
now
leading
leading
with
with
heart.
Heart.
And this is how we live smart. And
And
this
this is how
we live smart.
sound off our Master Heart family.
sound off.
Our Master Heart
family.
Sound off our Master Heart family.
Sound
off
off
our Master Heart
family.
family.
Sound off our Master Heart family.
off our
Our Master Heart
family.
family.
And then, yes, yes, yes.
Yes, yes, yes.
Amen.
Well, love you all. You guys got good souls. Ooh, doggies. It's beautiful. And know that we all are having our dreams come true now. You just raised your vibration. You are now walking with God, and more good miracles and wonderful things, and your dreams are coming true to you now. And I love you all.